Howdy, howdy, fellows. Got a World of Warships Legends match for you today in the Dido. In the current season of Ranked, it's 5v5, Tier 5 Ranked, one destroyer, no carriers. I won't spend a ton of time waxing poetic about my feelings on Ranked in general. I will just say I think it's time for a change. We've had a bunch of Tier 5 Ranks recently. This is starting to feel really stale, even as someone who has historically not necessarily loved the ranked modes, but, you know, whatever. It is what it is. I think it's a bit of a misnomer to call it ranked, but beyond that, it's fine. I'm getting pretty tired of these. But, yeah, it is what it is, so. Are you going to finish it? Are you not? I think there's a bunch of good ship choices. You can go Warspite, Hyuga. I think Hyuga is probably the all-around best. Warspite does have the overmatch, but the Hyuga reload boost and volume of fire and just flexibility to take on kind of all comers, I think outweighs the Warspite overmatch a little bit. Like, if you're in a Warspite and you're shooting at a Hyuga and it starts pelting you with HE, like, I actually think the Hyuga wins that race. But unless you get good citadels or turret knocks or something, but you can also do that. But anyway, I think there's a couple of good cruisers. Dido is my personal favorite. Duca d'Aosta is quite good, especially if you can get some spotting on the destroyers early enough to take them out, but even without, it's pretty good at running and gunning and kiting and farming with the sap. Honestly, there's a bunch of reasonable cruisers. I actually think the new Spanish cruiser might be halfway decent. Smoke or heal on it is not a bad idea. If I had the commander leveled, I actually would have played that. That's one of the things that I've done in seasons past, is just grind out a somewhat reasonable tech tree line, but the line hasn't had a great reputation so far, and I just really haven't felt the need to level the commander, so I didn't want to play with a level 7-0 commander. So here we are on the Dido. It's a great ship. I don't think I've made a video on it since my first impressions. I've got one. I just haven't made it. But I do think it's a very good ship, very flexible. It can take cruisers, it can take battleships, it can take destroyers. The reload boost is amazing. The multiple short duration smokes is really nice. It's just like an all-around good package. It has decent torpedoes. They're not amazing, but they're good enough to get the job done when you need it. Yeah, it is what it is. I actually had a discussion with a destroyer in a match earlier today, which I think is relevant, and if you are looking for some strategy tips on how to play ranked, you're generally going to have this 2-in-1 base layout, I guess. A over here by itself, and then B and C over there together. And the destroyer went for kind of the other team, so like in this case he would have gone for B. And I've done that, I used to do that, and I actually fully agree with his reasoning that holding those two caps is better than holding this one cap. I've done that before. The one thing that I would push against that, and kind of the reason that I've come over here in this one, and have started doing it a fair amount in ranked matches, is the rest of the team tends to go over this way. And actually, to dovetail with that, one of the reasons that I enjoy playing a cruiser over a battleship is I still have the mobility to head back to C. Like, if I realize that no one is coming into A at all, I can take A, which we did take A, but if no one else had come over here, then we can pretty easily flip over to C, pivot to C and B, and still contest that. And I think that's true for most cruisers, and honestly battleships can fire over there too. So I like to kind of position in a way that I can impact both sides, because a lot of matches you will see the entire team, possibly all of both teams, heading over to the neutral cap. And if you've taken the long way to B, especially as a destroyer with the spotting and the torpedoes, if you let your team get chewed up by the enemy destroyer because they've all gone to the A cap, sure, I actually do agree with that tactical decision to take the duo caps, but like so many things, the right decision done by yourself might actually end up being worse than the wrong decision done in coordination with everyone else. That said, we lost the duo caps here. So that is certainly one of the drawbacks of doing this, and one of the reasons that I do understand the tactical benefit of that choice because you can keep, you know, they have both caps now. They won the flank that they're on, we won the flank that we're on, but they have 2 caps and we only have 1. So we have to do something about it. And that's certainly the risk of it. And like so many things in the game, it's about moderation. I like to split a little bit, but not too much, so that you can't support each other. Contest both sides, but not so much that you can't impact the other side once your side's done. Like, so many things of the game, it's not all the way one thing or all the way other. It's right in the middle. It's the sweet spot. It's don't charge right in and die, but don't hang around at the back of the map. Don't ignore the duo side, but don't leave your team hanging at the single cap side. So all that stuff together. Oh, it's fun time for the Dido. I think I actually fat-fingered the smoke here. I just meant to reload boost this guy because he's in a decent position. I saw he's kind of slowing down, and it's like, oh no, 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 don't shoot me with AP and don't lose sight. Like, I definitely messed that up. But the reload boost, we got enough citadels in there. Yeah, he goes down. Just snuck it in. Almost messed it up there. Definitely a misplay, bit of an accident, but it happens. Oh, I remember. Right here, I was telling this Dallas. So again, and actually back to that point of middle ground. He is too close to me. He's on top of me. It kind of made sense up until this point, but like right now, we're in a close match. We've got to do something. And because we're so close together, both of the enemy ships can angle and hide to both of us at the same time. And so the Dallas is just like kind of falling around for me. And I'm like, no, dude, like you have to go somewhere else. Be close enough that we can support each other, but don't be right on top of me, because the Cochrane, the did I call them Spanish cruisers early? The Pan American cruisers, whatever they are. That guy, he's just hiding from both of us at the same time. If the Dallas was going maybe across the mid towards a little closer to sea with the island cover, like he might still be able to spot it. Yada yada yada. We need to get a little separation so that that the enemy team can't just hide from both of us at the same time. Here comes the torps. That's fine. But we also have to be careful not to die. That is one of the things about these maps being so small. And another reason I like the Dido is the portable cover and the smoke screens is very helpful, because it can be hard to break line of sight. Like, your concealment matters, but the maps are so small that it is actually hard to use concealment in the same way that you would in a standard match. I'm pushing up here. It's not my favorite to go around this island. I'm out of the fight for longer than I want to be, but also, again, trying to get that separation from the Dallas without getting us both pinned in that line of sight, basically where he had launched the torpedoes. I want separation from the Dallas at this point. It gives you so many things. It gives you multiple lines of sight that you can spot easier. One of us can be spotting while the other is shooting. It makes the enemies split their attention. They can't just look the same way, point the guns the same way, and shoot one of us and then shoot the other. They have to think about multiple, they have to dodge in multiple axes, that if this guy's dodging me, he's broadside to the Dallas, and vice versa. And so again, it's so good to just get a little bit of separation from your teammates. In all versions of the game, I am assuming that guy's shooting at me, but I really want to get this down, and then, yep, there they are. So I kind of like juked a little bit, just basically when he popped up visible. I assumed that was the moment that he fired, so even without looking at him, I am dodging the shells that I assume are incoming. So I think I take a shot here because I'm going out of range. Oh, and also I assumed that if he got respotted after the spot drop, that the Dallas is visible to him at that point. And so, again, if I can split his attention, he's like, oh, should I shoot the Dido? Should I shoot the Dallas? Just make them at least work for it. At least think about it. But we also have to get the caps. Dallas, will you go down? Will you not? I wanted to fire there, but I don't get it. That's okay. Oh, I'm running Fraser. Fire, fire. Guns, guns, fully packed. Whatever the skills are named. That's generally what I run on Dido. I've run a couple of different builds, but that's kind of my go-to. You do need the fire chance, I think. I like the raw damage on the guns, but it's not quite enough on its own to just carry. So I do pick up the fire chance, because you're going to need to burn out a bunch of battleships. Well, in this case, it's only one, which is actually really nice. going to be Dallas. Yeah, I'm like, dude, get right on that island. Just sit right there. He'll contest the cap, and then he'll kind of force that Renown. The Renown either has to come deal with me, or he has to go all the way up to the island, all the way around the island to get the Dallas. And the Dallas can actually just back it out. I'm going to try to stay position where I can see the Renown coming in if he's threatening the Dallas while taking this cap, keeping myself safe. So we've actually got a pretty good position right now. Again, because we're separated. And also, this is a big benefit of having 2 ships left alive. This Renown can take either of us pretty easily in a 1v1, you know, barring some kind of nonsense, but he's certainly capable of taking out both of these relatively lightly armored cruisers. But if we make him work for it, split his attention, make him run around, outspot him, outmaneuver him, 2 ships are way better than 1 if you work together. So distract him again. I'm messing with him. I'm intentionally just like, come over here right now. No, don't come over here. Come shoot me. No, you can't shoot me. I'm hidden. I'm not hidden. And just keep going in and out. And again, at least make him work for it. I don't want to take a bunch of extra damage that I don't need to. Dip behind my smoke to block line of sight. I'm looking at his turrets to see which way he's pointed. He's mostly pointed at the Dallas. And so each time I see him pointed at the Dallas, I've got cover nearby. I'm going to take a shot. Set a fire. Maybe make him run this way. Any of those things are good. And the Dallas is like right on the island right there. Yeah, like maybe I wish he was a little bit further back, but that's a pretty decent spot to make the Renown come all the way in to try to find him. If I look at the points, it's still in contention because the cruiser is, I think, a 70-point swing. So we're only up by, what, 30 points? He's going to contest A. So right now, everything's actually even. So we're sticking right at about this 30-point swing. When he sinks the Dallas, he's going to start flipping that cap. So I still need to do stuff. This game is not settled. The Dallas might be able to run out the clock. But I get it. It can be hard to make, predict where it's coming. Right here, the Dallas really needs to sonar. I've been watching. I haven't seen that he's used it, so I think he's got sonar, and he really should use it right now. He knows the Renown is in the cap. We've got 2 minutes left. He's going to be able to see where the Renown is coming and at least get a bead on the Renown before it gets to him and know if he needs to go forward or backwards. But he doesn't, and the Renown pops up right in his face. And it's like, oh no, oh no. But he actually kind of, I guess, overpins the shot. Dallas should really just back up at this point. I think the Dallas assumes he's just flat out dead and kind of starts to come back in, but it's I think at the Dallas, maybe he got stuck. Maybe he hit a rocky outcropping or something and got stuck there. I really think that the Dallas had just kept backing up and he was in the clear. That flipped enough. I am not 100% sure we win on points here. I'm not. Why were those shells so high? I'm not 1,000% sure what the point tick rate and all this stuff is on this one. But I do know if I can keep resetting him, that gives me the maximum chance to win. That I'm going to be in 13 seconds ticking up with 2 caps instead of a 1 cap differential. Because if he gets the cap, honestly, even if the points would flip, he might hit 1,000 before the end of the match. We're so close. Again, I don't know it in ranked. I think it's maybe a little faster than in standard, but maybe it's exactly the same. I don't actually know. So we're going to try to keep resetting him. We've got 2 caps ticking up. That should be plenty of points to surpass their score in the whatever that is 40 seconds we have left. So I'm just going to keep going. Watching my sight. Yeah, oh yeah, good resets. I don't want to get Death Struck. Renown can absolutely would that be a Death Strike? I think that's whatever it is, 60%, more than 50, whatever. I think that would still count as a Death Strike. He could sink me in any case. I don't want to mess with that. 2 shells, a Citadel, and a pin, I think would sink me at this point. So he's only got 6 barrels, but that's definitely in danger zone. But points tick over. Take one last cheeky shot, just making sure. And then we're gonna sail in to the accolades. So, oh, I don't think, did I ever put my stats in? I'll put it in at the end. Oh yeah. But yeah, this is the Dido. It's ranked. Oh, a little tired of it, but there you go. Almost 3,500 in ranked. GG.